Open arms and wholesome hearts. These are the perfect words to describe one of the largest programs on Bonita Vista High School's campus. As Bibi said, I am Alexis Garcia, and I'm the president of Club Blue, which is Bonita Vista's marching band and color guard program. Currently, we have around 71 members, making us one of the largest groups on Bonita Vista's campus, which is crazy considering it's marching band. Sorry. I have never met a group of people who are more caring, more kind, or more understanding than students in Club Blue, although I might be a little bit biased. The pandemic proved to be extremely difficult for marching bands everywhere. Maybe not so much in Texas, where the groups are about 400 members big, but definitely here in San Diego. To explain what I mean by it being difficult, I'm going to use words that don't actually make very much sense if you're not in marching band. Divisions are defined by the number of members or performers in your group. So this means that a group of about 50 people will be competing against a group of a similar size rather than going against a group 3 times as big. My freshman year, Club Blue was in Division 2A. Then, my sophomore year, we grew to 3A. Junior year, we had distance learning, and unfortunately, we couldn't have a competitive season. But now, in my senior year, our first year back in person, we are still in 3A. I know that doesn't sound crazy, but I'll explain why I think it is. Oh, I was supposed to have this off. I really apologize. In a year where students were performing into a computer screen, and every day coming to class meant turning on their computer and playing into the screen alone in their bedroom, it was impossible for students to see the real joys of what band is. They didn't have the opportunities to play in real time with one another or to perform great music in real time. And they also didn't have the ability to spend 15 hours a week with one another at rehearsals, which, yes, that is a joy. But even through this, we still maintained a really strong community. I remember going every single day and texting the freshmen in the program and trying to form connections with them, see what they're interested in, make them feel like there was somebody that wanted them there. So through little group calls or game nights and movie nights, in this digital situation, we were able to keep our strong community alive. Club Blue is full of traditions. It's, to me, one of the core aspects of the program. The traditions allow us to have a stronger sense of unity with one another and a sense of unity with the previous generations of the program as well. There are 2 specific traditions that come to mind when I consider open arms and wholesome hearts. The first of which is dedications. At the end of every season, our final competition is called Arcadia. We go up to Arcadia and we perform a parade route. The night before Arcadia, we have what's called Fancy Friday. On this day, all the members in the program come to school in the fanciest attire that they can wear. And yes, we get weird looks all day, but people also ask us questions. And these questions give us a great opportunity to explain what we're doing and why we do it. Now, this is where the dedications come in. About a week before Arcadia, the band room is turned into a canvas of sorts. But it's not a canvas to paint on, but a canvas to express our love and care for one another. Students write small notes or letters to whoever they would like to dedicate their Arcadia performance to. Walking into the band room and seeing almost every single wall covered in bright colors of just notes and letters and just love is one of the most beautiful things. This year, I received nearly 20 dedications. That means that nearly 20 people in my program of 71 felt that I was a person that they wanted to dedicate their performance to. At that point, I felt like I had achieved something in the program. I felt like I was making a difference in these students' lives. I felt cared for. The next tradition that comes to mind is the rose ceremony at the end of the year. Each year we end our school year with an end of year concert. And at one point, the concert stops for a moment and the director calls all of the seniors onto the stage. Then each senior is handed a rose and they are told to give it to the person who is the most influential or important to them in all their years in the program. I think this tradition being so important to me goes all the way back to my freshman year. My freshman year, Liam Griffith was a senior. He was always very close with my older siblings, and for some reason, I looked up to him. He was good at what he did when it came to band. He made rehearsals interesting and fun while still doing it well. I admired that. And he was always there for me too. After one of my very first competitions, I remember being really disappointed in my performance. I was being really hard on myself, and I went behind the buses and cried to myself. I had felt like all of the work that I had put in for the past 3 months was put to waste in that bad run. Liam saw me, and he came over to me, and in the most unhelpful way possible, he made me feel better. He came to me, and he said, "My freshman year, I could play 2 notes, G and E. So what I did was I got on the field and I played 2 notes, G and E." And obviously, I started laughing at him, and I felt better. Now, as a senior, whenever there are freshmen who felt the way, or rookies who felt the way that I felt at that moment, I tell them the same exact story that Liam told me. And then we laugh, and then we feel better, and we go on with the rest of the day. Now, back to the roses. My freshman year, Mr. McCann, the director, called the seniors onto the stage, and Liam Griffith had his rose in hand. And when they were told to go ahead and give their roses to the person who was most important to them, or most influential to them, Liam walked off the stage and gave his rose to my mom. She had always been there for him, and she was a support system for him. Sorry, this part makes me emotional. In Club Blue, even the parents take in the rest of the kids as their own. Now, as a senior, it's my turn to give the rose. Sorry. I'm not excited to do it because it's an incredibly bittersweet moment, but because I'm not ready to leave this program, but I'm ready to go to my mom with my rose in my hand and thank her for all that she's done. Sorry. From students to staff to parents, There's nothing but love and care for one another in Club Blue. There is no other group that I think fulfills the idea of open arms and wholesome hearts more perfectly than Club Blue does. Thank you.